Good morning, internet, and welcome again to this channel. So I'm here again, and welcome again to this channel. And it's a beautiful morning. And welcome to this channel. And today, um, uh, what happens? What really happened? My question today is: what really happens? What really happens to a man's mind when he decides to kill his family, his wife and children? What really happens? And I don't know. Yesterday I was saying about how we as men should take responsibility in providing and protecting our families. But a few days ago, a man by the name Mugore in Kenyan's court actually killed his two children, a boy and a girl, and also killed his wife and his KDF officer. And a story is told about what really happened. I think they were in relationship with this lady, and then they gave birth to a child when the girl is still young, and there was a misunderstanding in the marriage, and the lady left. The man is a KDF, Kenya Defense Force personnel, which is a KDF. Kenya, it's an army. He's an army guy. So he killed his wife and children. So what happened after misunderstanding? They came together after some time, and but I think in between there they said the man denied the child is his, and the first child, and they came together, stayed together for some time again, and they gave the girl got also second pregnancy and also left. And after leaving, there was I think court issues. I don't know if there were court issues or something, and the man was told to be paying the upkeep for the children, which was 25,000 Kenyan shillings per month, and which he did. But on this day, when he decided to murder the children, I think it was a long time he had not seen the children, and he called them to the barracks, Nanyuki barracks, where they came. The wife came with the children, and when they came to the children, the man went out to the children, and when he went out with the children, he didn't come back with them. And when the wife asked where the children are, the man said he had left them in the friend's place there, and they are safe. And they decided to do some sexual there, but the lady refused. After the lady refused, I don't know what happened, but later on the lady the man, they slept, but in the morning the man left, and all those but later on he came and murdered the wife. And when he murdered the wife, now he tried to hide the evidence by going out and finding someone to go and help him bury the bodies outside. And that's when this happened, and the man was caught, and he's been sentenced to life imprisonment, and he was not remorseful. But my problem is not that, because I'm a man. I don't think a man, I think a man can look for endless. For a man going to prison, I don't think like this man in particular, I don't think he can regret the action. But my one problem is what really happened in his head that told him that when he's murdering the children and the wife, that will solve the problem. Now let's look at this. I know most of our relationships are not working. Most of the relationship don't work. And marriages are tough, my friend. Marriages are tough. Living with someone you don't know, and sometimes living with a person you don't know, you can invest more than you can invest like 70% or 80%, and you feel the other party is not investing anything in this relationship. And when you start feeling that way, you start getting angry, maybe, and you start feeling like someone is taking advantage of you, because this guy told the wife the children are not his. So they went and did the DNA, and the DNA came out that both of the children are his. And I think it all narrows down to depression and mental health. Sometimes men don't know how to talk, and talking, I think, is something, it can solve half of the problem. Just going out and talking to a fellow man can solve half of the problem. And because in African society, again, African society contributes to this problem. How? We are told as men we should not, especially imagine a KDF officer who has been trained to be a very tough guy. Then a small thing, I cannot say it's a small thing, but a relationship can just narrow down to, I don't know what to say, how to say it, but can bring him down. A very disciplined guy who's been taught discipline, who's been told to take care of guys and fellow human beings, now attacks his family and kills them. Here are the things he will have done. Number one, I've told you, he will have gone out, maybe find a friend. Before he did all those murder, I think first he would have gone out and talked to his fellow men, find a friend and tell him about what is going through his mind, like, this and this is happening to me, and I feel like doing this. Then if he has sober friends, they will advise him soberly and advise him accordingly. Number two, for me, instead of killing someone, and I know maybe the woman took advantage of his payslip and they knew how much he will be earning, and the lady maybe took that chance to maybe manipulate. But it's okay. As a man, we are just made to support these women. They have this weak. They are weak. We are meant to protect them. And maybe the woman felt vulnerable and thought maybe the only thing he can attack is maybe his payslip, and maybe the man maybe thought, maybe the lady also, because I've been to this situation, and maybe the lady said, maybe, I'm just imagining, because sometimes women do that, they deny you access to your children because you're not providing. But at this you see, the man was providing, because his payslip was being cut. You see, they were cutting the upkeep from his salary, so the man was providing. Now I think the problem was maybe the man felt he's providing for people who are not around him, and maybe he felt like he's lonely. There's no need to continue living. Well, his family is part. And those thoughts actually comes, and as a man I always say, when a relationship ends, you can always build. A man knows how to build from the bottom up. A man knows how to build. A man can fall, and the next day, from nothing to nothing, a man can fall to nothing, zero, and everyone leaves. But a man, one thing God has given a man, he can build his life again. And maybe now it comes back to, what was this man thinking? Maybe he was weak in his thoughts. He thought he was strong, but maybe he was weak. Because sometimes we need other men to sharpen men. We need men to sharpen men. And sometimes if we get our fellow weak men, we end up making very weak decisions in life that will haunt us the rest of our lives. And falling down for a man, I think this should be passed to a lot of men, that falling down for a man, we fall. Not once, not twice. Many times we will fall. But even if we fall, my advice to you, always rise. Don't go out there and kill someone and end up in prison for the rest of your life. No freedom, no nothing. And let me say, one thing that is more valuable is freedom. One thing that is more valuable for a man is freedom. Freedom, freedom, freedom. We take for granted freedom, but freedom plays a very major thing in life of human beings. And I really feel bad seeing a fellow man going to prison because of murder, and he would have handled it better and left the family, let his paisley be cut, but start a business with someone else. I know people here will attack me saying, hey, it's not good to take another woman, but I tell you, it's better to leave that relationship and start a new one, and make sure you take a different route, take a different approach to that situation. And make sure maybe you see your children once in a while, because these are people we brought to this world, and they are very innocent, and they are caught up in, actually they are caught up in a lot of our bullshit. Everywhere they are caught up in bullshit, and they didn't plan, and they didn't write to us that they need to be in this world. So it's selfish of us to take their lives away, and maybe they had full life. They had full life, you know, and we decided to cut their life short because of our selfishness, because maybe we don't want, maybe the wife is doing this and maybe the husband is doing that, and instead of sitting down and coming up with a proper plan, or coming up with on a way to raise these children, we end up killing them. And for me, for that reason, especially children, for that I cannot feel sorry. I cannot feel sorry for you, because a child is so innocent. I'll give you my story. I know it's more personal, but I'll give you my story. A few years ago, I married this lady, and after a few months, after 5 months actually, we parted ways. And when we parted ways, she went with when she was 2 months pregnant. And when she went with 2 months pregnancy, that thing really disturbed me, and he took care of the lady until the child was born. And that's when I can say she started behaving weird, and a lot happened. A lot really happened, and I felt really bad that I cannot see my child. I cannot talk to my child, and that was my first child. I cannot, I was not even allowed just to be with my child. But what did I do? I decided to walk away and start afresh. Because I think a lot of people advised me on that. Just start afresh and forget about that. Because I waited for 2 years, 3 years, and there was no one. She was not backing down, the lady, and she was not listening to me, and she was not even. She blamed me on a lot of things, but which were not true. And up to now, we're not together, and we will never be. But later on in life, I think they called me and told me my child, I can go see my child later on after 3 years. And I was happy to be reunited with my daughter, and I took a day off and we spent time one day together, and that was a blessing for me. And I looked life at a different angle. Right now I'm in another marriage and we are doing fine. But also I love the other kid very much, and also love my boy who I have with me. And I would have done the same way that guy did. Easily go where the lady is and maybe do the same thing. But I chose a different I chose a different path altogether. I chose a different path. Sometimes walking away might be your only option. Instead of going to jail, walking away might be your only option and the best option at that time, at that point. And I don't regret even a single day doing that. I know most Christians will judge you, especially if you're coming to a church, like a church setup. They will be like, oh, you're doing adultery, I don't know, you're doing this. But if you look life at a different perspective, if you look life in a different way, you come first. You as a man comes first, then the rest comes second. Even to this relationship that I am in, I come first. Then after I come first, my mental health comes first, and everything comes first. Then I can be able to take care of these other people. But if I love my children more than I love myself, if I love my wife more than I love myself now, when they leave, I will feel like the life is coming to an end. And I might also do the same. I might also maybe kill myself or do a bad thing to myself. But you don't need to do that. You don't need to do that. All you need to do is just go somewhere and talk to people. And if it's possible, just block all the noise and start afresh. Maybe the man could have taken a different turn. Go, maybe be deployed in a different area so that he takes time away. Yes, the salary is being cut 25,000%, which is okay. But I think also the remaining part, which is for you, you can also build on that. You can also build on the remaining part that is being left, instead of killing yourself and killing others. And sometimes people may judge you, but they don't know what you're going through. And that might be your only option. Because if you're going to live for 50 years, 60 years, and maybe you are at your 30s, then you go to prison, then you spend all your years in prison, wasted, then you die, because that's life imprisonment. You come out when you, maybe they pardon you, maybe when you are at your 60s, 70s, or 80s. You'll just have wasted a lot of time. Instead, you just brush off and start over again in a few years, within 2 years, 3 years, on your 30s, 2 to 3 years, you'll be back on your feet. The children will grow to see you, and maybe the children will end up coming to you as a man. They will want to know who my dad is. They will want to spend time with you. Now, when you go to prison and you've killed the children, who will come to check on you? Nobody. Nobody. Even your family will deny you. I know they will accept you in one way. I know you're frustrated and you will regret. Maybe right now you're not regretting, but maybe later on you will regret for the things you've done. Even taking a knife and stabbing your wife or your husband because you found him cheating is not justifiable. It's not justifiable. So let's be careful. Let's be careful. I know we marry people, and those people have their weaknesses, and we also have our weaknesses. But the last thing you do as a man, never take revenge, never take a knife, never take something to kill. No, Lord. I can only imagine what happened to the kids. They were like, Dad, why are you doing this to us? Man, just think about it anyway. Just think about that, and see you in the next episode. Bye.